on here in a second to get everything set up. Awesome. Okay. All right, guys, welcome. Dr. Ben Galliard here. F8 Well Centers. Get all our lights going. Awesome. Welcome. Excited to talk to you guys today. We're going to do a live Q&A. So bring whatever health questions you have. Pop those down below, and I'm gonna give you some ideas of what we do with patients and what we do in our practice with all of our F8 doctors. But here's the deal. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not telling you to take this, don't take that. If you listen to something I'm doing, I'm not giving you medical advice. Got to give that disclaimer in there. But these are things that we do with our patients, and this is kind of a process that we go down as well. So welcome. Pop down below where you guys are watching from. We love to see you guys, whether it's in the United States, whether it's all over the world. No matter where you are at, let me know. I'm going to raise this one up just a touch here. And there we go. All right, so go ahead and jump in, guys, and we'll be going through some questions. So awesome. Good to see you, Jessica, in Texas. Great to see you there. And let's get into it. What is F8 Well Centers? What do we do? And what is the thought process? Hey, in Scotland, good to see you. So really, when we start thinking about what do we do at F8 Well Centers, we work with patients of all types. I say we see just as many teens and 20-year-olds. Hey, Carolyn from Washington and Robin from New York. We see just as many teens and 20-something-year-olds as we do 50 and 60-year-olds. Unfortunately, we see a lot of young people having health issues. I always think, okay, we have a hard time hiring people. Doesn't seem like a lot of people want to work, things like that. I don't think it's just people don't want to work. I think there's enough health issues in millennials nowadays that they have a very hard time working full time. They have a very hard time doing what they need to do to be able to go, hey, I'm going to give this all I got. I'm going to work 40 hours a week. I'm going to be the best I can be. And a lot just don't have that ability. Hey, Michelle up in Estes, and we've got Carolyn in Maryland as well. So again, bring those questions down below. And when I have you guys think about a question, what somebody is asking about, think about this, think about the why. Don't just think about what supplement I can take, what herb I can take, but what can I do to change that underlying why? So Frank G, is anemia caused by parasites in the body? For some people, anemia could be caused by parasites. And it's not just parasites like sucking all your blood and that's why you're anemic, but what happens is when we have parasites, this can be a common thing that affects our microbiome that causes damage to that gut lining. And so then ultimately we can have malabsorption, we can have leaky gut, and we may not be utilizing our digestive tract like we should. Hey, Marianne, they're in Germany. Good to see you. So parasites absolutely can contribute to anemia. It's not necessarily that the parasites are sucking the blood out. So yes, you need to kill off parasites, but you also need to heal up that good, digestive tract. All right, is pineapple good to help with digestion? Carolyn, pineapple by itself, if you're doing papaya enzymes and things like that, maybe, but pineapple by itself, unfortunately, is going to, for most people, spike up their blood sugar. So be careful, keep an eye on that if you are, I want to go and eat like a quarter of a pineapple to help your digestion. I don't think that's going to be the way to go with it. But, as far as fruit goes, it's probably one of the better ones there. All right, this is, let's go here. Jessica, I'm having issues with low blood pressure at 80/60. Any suggestions on raising it to a normal level? Yeah, absolutely. So low blood pressure is not fun. People think, oh, high blood pressure is bad, so everything else must be okay. But low blood pressure is not fun at all. So what we're looking at, if you have low blood pressure, especially 80/60, if you stand up quickly, that blood is going to pool. It's not going to pump up to the brain. You're going to get dizzy, lightheaded. Think about it like this. If you have high blood pressure, your garden hose is made out of PVC, so it's going to go really hard. It's going to be this, like when you're at the car wash spraying your car, and it's this jet coming out. Low blood pressure is, instead of PVC, it's made out of balloon material, so it goes and then that water barely comes out of the hose. So this is going to be this low blood pressure state, and it's usually caused from the adrenal glands. The adrenals give tone to our blood vessels. So if you squat down, stand up quickly, or if you bend over, anything like that, and you get dizzy, if you're not getting blood flow up to the brain, then it usually is going to be an adrenal issues. Adrenals, we talk about number one stressor to the adrenals. The blood sugar swings, especially the dips, every time you go hypoglycemic, stressing out the adrenals. Every time it goes up, it can stress them out as well, but mostly the lows in there. So the blood pressure, one of the basic things to do, Brittany, go ahead and put a link to the Celtic sea salt. We'll put a link on there. So the Celtic sea salt, it's got over 80 different electrolytes and minerals, but it's one of the best things that you can take. At least a teaspoon per day is what we recommend with our patients if they're low blood pressure, or until that blood pressure comes up to a good level. So I hope that helps, Jessica. Mary Ann, does oil of oregano also kill good bugs? Yes, there's a good chance that oil of oregano can kill off some good bacteria as well. That's why we absolutely, even after going through some kill off, you need to bring some good stuff back in as well. Good morning from Leadville. All right, Leadville. Got a pretty cool race every year. Ashwagandha, this is Shirley, ashwagandha for adrenal support. Ashwagandha can be fine. It's a nice supplement. We use it with patients. But remember, you've got to figure out the why. Why are the adrenals stressed? There's no amount of adrenal supplements that are going to out-supplement depleted adrenals. That's just not going to happen. You've got to dig deep. You've got to look at the blood sugar. You've got to look at the brainwave, the alpha pattern. You've got to look at the gut, all these other stressful situations to the body, and see what's going on in there. So absolutely, you need to figure that out. Let's go here. You're welcome. All right. How is apple cider vinegar for blood sugar? So there's really no great benefit for blood sugar with apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar can be helpful with digestion. It can give you a little bit more acidity to your stomach, but there's really nothing that we've seen that, oh, if somebody takes 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar before every meal, their blood sugar is more stabilized. What's way better for your blood sugar is what you're putting in your mouth. And this is what we do with patients every single day. We'll put a continuous glucose monitor on them, on the back of their arm, on their abdomen, all of these different imbalances. And let me get this one back over here. There we go. We can see all of these imbalances in their blood sugar heal up when you start putting the right foods in your mouth. And if you're eating in a way that is going to be stabilizing that blood sugar, I always say eat more of the good stuff, less of the bad stuff. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. If it makes your blood sugar spike up, or if you're crashing down, don't do that anymore. But you can't just out berberine, metformin, apple cider vinegar, cinnamon, any of these things to make your blood sugar right. That's just not going to happen. But I really haven't seen that anyways with that blood sugar. Tanya, nurse here in East Texas. Great. I've got some family over in Tyler area trying to learn from your lives and videos for myself and patients. Awesome. So yeah, Tanya, ask any questions at all. And again, on YouTube, if you have not seen my YouTube channel, we've got probably 700 videos on there now. Tons of information, all types of different things about every topic you can imagine, and you can dig deep. Those are going to be longer, usually anywhere from 5 to 30-minute long videos, getting in depth, whiteboards, all types of different things. So if you want more information, the YouTube channel is going to be a great place to go to, Tanya. But if you got specific questions, let me know. Jessica, you are welcome. Barbara, blood work shows ANA positive, but not lupus, and gave no other diagnosis. So here's the deal. If your ANA is positive, and we run this on every patient, so I know what percentage of people ANA is positive. We run literally thousands a year of ANA and rheumatoid factor, and it's a good, Shirley, love the YouTube videos. Thank you for that. It's a good 15, 20, 25% of patients come in with ANA and rheumatoid factor, one of those positive. And what that tells us is that there's some type of autoimmune going on. If they don't think it's lupus, it could be Sjogren's, it could be mixed connective tissue disorder. There's 190 named autoimmune disorders out there. Third leading cause of death when you lump them all together. And so somehow, some way, Barbara Laura, you are dealing with an autoimmune condition. And so what does that mean? You've got, check out my, just like Shirley was saying, on YouTube video, Brittany will put a link on that, but I've got one 30-minute, 60-minute, we've got some long autoimmune videos where you can get in depth into that. But it takes this cumulative approach, this whole body approach. You've got to go through each and every one of these systems to figure out what is truly going on. So great question. Sorry to hear that came up, but totally you can calm that down. Judy in North Carolina, our water has been contaminated by chemours with Gen X, PFOs, etc. The only thing I think. Yeah, so unfortunately, different parts of the country, especially North Carolina, has had some pretty yucky stuff with toxins, and so yeah, you've got to get. I would at least have a reverse osmosis on your sink, and only be drinking that water. I would be getting a whole house filter as well, and at least getting the fluoride out of the water as well. So if you're thinking about water, I like a reverse osmosis. Add electrolytes and minerals back in. That Celtic sea salt is great, and then but then I would also do a whole house that's going to be taking the fluoride or the chlorine out of the water, and that's going to help with your hair. That's going to help with dry skin, and just inhaling that, especially if you have a thyroid issue. Both fluoride and chlorine are going to help block the receptors for iodine. So if you're looking for water filters, that's what we do ourselves. What can help with focus to those with ADD? So Lisa, the number one best thing that we have is to do a brain map, see if it's brain related. There's usually metabolic reasons as well, but it's usually a brain-based thing. 2013, the FDA approved the brain map as a diagnostic tool for ADD. We can tell exactly if somebody has ADD or not, and where their focus issues are coming from. And then we do what's called neurofeedback, and we can do that in office. If you're not local, we can do that with a home unit. No matter where somebody lives, we can get them dialed back in there. So great question. Does taking cinnamon as a supplement offer any benefit? Surely. So again, cinnamon, berberine, somebody asked about apple cider vinegar, even taking metformin. All of these do is try to just bring your blood sugar down a little bit, which is fine if you've got metabolic syndrome, prediabetes, diabetes, and you're working your butt off to stabilize your blood sugar. That's great. But if you just go, I'm going to take vitamin D and cinnamon and zinc, and I'm going to be fixed, and not change anything that you're doing day in and day out, no, it's not going to make that big of a difference. So, I mean, it's kind of cool to take a bunch of cinnamon, and it kind of coagulates and stuff, but it's not going to make a huge difference. This is Hazel, should everyone take digestive enzymes and probiotics daily, or are there any supplements you should take daily? So most people, if they are taking care of the body, getting out of their fight or flight, working on their digestive tract, all those things should not need digestive enzymes. But here's the deal. Even if you do need digestive enzymes, which do you need? Do you need betaine hydrochloride for your stomach? Do you need pancreatic enzymes that go into the small intestine? Do you need bile salts because you had your gallbladder removed? What do you need in regards to helping your digestion? And that's where you got to dig deep. You got to run that blood work. If you're not getting the results, we can drop ship blood kit anywhere in the country. You can come see one of our F8 doctors in Colorado or Tennessee, and we can show you guys exactly what you need to do as far as digestion goes and on the daily. Probiotics, yeah, most people are going to be good with probiotics daily, but you would want to rotate those every bottle. That's why our probiotics, we actually have five different ones that we use, and they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Why? Because once you're done with 1, you go to 2 and 3 and 4, and you just rotate through so that you always have some variety going through there. I would also look at some fish oil on the daily and some vitamin D. So those are some of the ones that I would look at. Hey, Hans Foxy, good to see you. Random blood test, and my red blood cell count was 3.63 low, and hemoglobin was 11.6, and hematocrit 34. So this is Guillermo. So you have anemia. You have a low iron state probably, but it could also be a B12 folic acid. If your MCV and MCH are high, then that's usually a B12 folic acid anemia. But if your iron is low, so you want to check your ferritin. If your ferritin is under 40, then you have an iron anemia. But usually we're going to see that red blood cells, hemoglobin, all that low because your gut is out of balance. I just saw a lady yesterday. In 3 months, we went from 10.6. She went all the way up to 13 and a half. She's down in Texas, which is a perfect number. In 3 months, she fixed up her gut. She has no more gut symptoms. She came in specifically for that, and it is all better. Danielle, soothing voice could listen to a class by you. You're so welcome for that, and thank you. And guess what? I do a lot of classes. We just did a webinar on Tuesday about hormones, all types of this. Can I cure psoriasis? So here's the deal. Define cure. And some people, they love splitting hairs, and on social media you go, you can't cure psoriasis. And it's like, here's the deal. You got real bad psoriasis on your hand or on your neck or whatever. We've seen it hundreds of times. Psoriasis go away. If somebody goes back and does the exact same thing that got them into that predicament in the first place, they'll probably get psoriasis again. So can you cure it and then go and eat and do whatever you want? No. But can you calm down whatever the autoimmune is doing, calm down why the body is attacking itself, and then not have to ever deal with that again? Yes. Can you go back and eat s'mores every night when you're camping, and hot dogs and bush beans and all these different things, and expect your body to stay good once you get there? That's silly to do that. But absolutely, psoriasis, autoimmune, we see that heal up all the time. Yep. So I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at 37. Stinks, huh? There's Tam. We see this all the time. We see 35 to 45-year-olds getting diagnosed with type 1 diabetes all the time. It used to just be a kid thing, but it's an autoimmune thing. And that's all that it comes down to, is that your body is attacking its own tissue. It attacked its pancreas. Now you're on insulin. But guess what? You probably didn't fix that autoimmune and that inflammatory cascade in the body. So you have to go through and fix all these systems that we look at with autoimmune and make sure that the body is calmed down that way. But here's the deal. We have type 1 diabetics that we get between 100 and 140, 90% of the time. The only time they hit 200 is if they eat something and they know it and they go, yeah, I know why I hit 200. But otherwise, they're under 200 like 99% of the time if they do what they need to do. So it's not a death sentence here. I had COVID a month ago. My skin hurts to the touch all the way down my spine and stomach. Thoughts? You're in an inflammatory state, so you've got to calm down that inflammatory process in your body. All right, Mary, I have fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis, hypothyroidism, and more. I am a mess. So here's the deal. Fibromyalgia, that's a label. It's not a true disease. We don't know what's causing that. You got to figure out osteoarthritis. You got to rule out rheumatoid arthritis and other autoimmune conditions, but that's an inflammatory condition. Hypothyroidism, you need to rule out Hashimoto's. 80% of patients with hypothyroid have Hashimoto, so you've got to rule that out as well. So odds are, I'm like 99% sure there's some type of autoimmune going on in your body, Mary, and we'd have to figure out where those imbalances are that are driving this autoimmune reaction. If your doctor won't do what you need to do, send us a DM, click the link. If you're on TikTok, click the link in the bio and schedule a discovery call. We'll sit down, talk to you guys, and go over step by step of what that process looks like to get people better. We can drop ship this anywhere in the country. If you're close to Colorado or Tennessee, come in and see us and we can get that squared away. But that is a hot mess. You are right, Mary. All right. And yeah, Brittany, go ahead and on Fullscript, you can put Biotics, they've got their, the Beta Plus is a good bile salt. That's the Biotics product. Go ahead and put a link for Jason on that one. My 17-year-old son is constantly clearing his throat. He feels like he has acid reflux. Any ideas? Absolutely. So we talk about this all the time. No fluids with your meals. Combine your foods properly. Keep your proteins and starches separate. Eat in a relaxed environment. If he needs to, he probably even needs some betaine hydrochloride, some extra stomach acid support. So how do I not relapse after Accutane? So Accutane is going to be for acne, and a lot of women do not do well with it. It causes liver issues, hormone issues, all kinds of other things. It is one of the worst drugs out there. So you got to figure out why you were having acne in the first place. Usually it's either gut or it's hormones. Probably 80% of the time it's gut, 20% of the time it's hormones. So you have to work through, heal up that leaky gut, change that microbiome, make sure you're digesting your foods, take out any food allergens, all of these different things. So absolutely. And is there a diet for psoriasis? So same thing, somebody just asked about psoriasis, but the same thing as, is there a diet for autoimmune? And is there a diet for Accutane, getting off Accutane for acne? No, there is no magic diet. My blood sugar book, Brittany, go ahead and put a link down below for that one. You can get that on Amazon. I don't have a diet, a menu, a meal plan, anything in there because I probably sell more books, but there is no magic diet. We have to figure it out. There's a magic diet for you individually, but not across the board, not for everybody. And so that's where we've got to dig deep. We've got to figure out which food sensitivities you have, what's causing that blood sugar to spike, what's causing any digestive disturbance, all these different things. And then you can really start seeing those massive changes. So I'm going to have to jump here. Jabel, great to see you. You're new here. So keep an eye. I've got probably, I don't know, 100 some videos on TikTok here. I've got, Facebook videos galore. We go live Monday through Thursday. Always bring your questions. You can always send us a direct message. Check out our YouTube channel. We've got over 700 videos on there, testimonials from patients, all kinds of different things, but tons of information. We usually do webinars every few weeks. We'll be posting those as well. We'll do those Facebook Live. We'll do those on TikTok Live, things like that, even live on YouTube. And then we work with patients all over the country. I've got physical offices, a couple in Colorado, some in Tennessee. And so people, if you're within 8 or 10 hours, drive in, come see us. We'd love to see you in person. Some people fly in like, oh, I'm going to be in Nashville anyways for a rehearsal dinner. Well, come and see us anyways at that point. For those of you that aren't able to get to Colorado or Tennessee, drop us a line and we can get blood work drop shipped to you, to your front door. You get that drawn, ship it out to the lab in California. We get the results in a week, and we sit down and come up with a game plan of exactly how to get you your health back. So that can be done anywhere in the country. We work with patients all over the world, and it's really just step by step, figure out what's out of balance, and it may not be easy, but it's simple. And that's what we tell patients all the time, and that's what they tell me when we finish care. I'm like, how hard was it? Well, it wasn't hard. I mean, it took thought process, and I had to think about it and change this and change that, but it was simple, and it was really simple, and we get to see miracles all the time. Autoimmune, inflammatory, gut, brain, all types of different symptoms. People get their lives back. So there is hope. There's absolutely hope. You can get your life back. Keep dropping questions. I got to run. I got to see a patient. But if you've got anything else, just let us know. Reach out directly, and we'd love to talk to you guys. Take care.